Improving your English proficiency is a journey that requires dedication, practice, and a strategic approach across various skills such as vocabulary, grammar, speaking, listening, writing, and reading. English, being a global language, holds tremendous value for both personal and professional growth. Mastering it not only opens up communication with millions of people worldwide, but also offers opportunities in business, education, and travel. However, improving one's English is not a task that can be accomplished overnight. It involves consistent effort, focus, and a willingness to engage with the language on multiple levels. The key to success lies in a holistic approach that incorporates a range of activities and practices aimed at enhancing each aspect of the language. One of the most crucial elements of improving English is expanding your vocabulary. Vocabulary is the building block of any language, and without a sufficient range of words, expressing yourself clearly and effectively becomes a challenge. To build a robust vocabulary, it is essential to learn new words regularly. There are many ways to do this, but one of the most effective is to make a habit of learning a certain number of new words each day. This can be done through the use of flashcards, mobile apps like Duolingo or Memrise, or even a personal vocabulary journal where you write down new words along with their meanings and example sentences. It's not just about memorizing words, though. Understanding how and when to use them is equally important. Context is key when learning vocabulary, as words often change meaning depending on how they are used in a sentence. Therefore, it is beneficial to encounter new words within their natural context, such as while reading a book or article, rather than in isolation. Once you have learned new words, it is essential to practice using them. Without regular use, even the most carefully learned vocabulary can quickly be forgotten. Incorporating new words into your daily conversations or writing is a great way to reinforce your learning. For instance, if you've learned the word eloquent, you could challenge yourself to use it in a sentence while speaking with a friend or writing an email. By doing this, you turn passive knowledge into active usage, which is the ultimate goal of language learning. In addition to learning new words and practicing them, regularly revisiting and reviewing the words you've learned is crucial to ensuring they stay fresh in your mind. Vocabulary revision can be done through spaced repetition systems, SRS, which are designed to help you review words just before you are likely to forget them, making your learning more efficient. Grammar is another foundational component of language learning. While vocabulary provides the words you need to communicate, grammar provides the structure that allows those words to be understood in a coherent way. English grammar can be challenging because it involves many rules and exceptions. However, a strong grasp of grammar is essential for clear communication. To improve your grammar, it's important to study the rules systematically. This can be done through grammar textbooks, online courses, or mobile apps that offer grammar lessons and exercises. Focus on the areas where you have the most difficulty, whether that's verb tenses, prepositions, or sentence structure. One of the most effective ways to improve your grammar is to do regular grammar exercises. There are countless grammar resources available online, many of which are interactive and provide immediate feedback on your answers. These exercises help reinforce the grammar rules you've studied and give you the opportunity to apply them in practice. In addition to formal grammar study, paying attention to how grammar is used in real life is also important. This means observing how native speakers construct sentences when you listen to them speak or read something they've written. Take note of how they use different tenses, prepositions, or conjunctions, and compare that with the rules you've learned. By seeing how grammar is applied in real contexts, you can deepen your understanding and improve your ability to use it correctly. Another useful method for improving grammar is to ask for feedback on your writing or speaking from someone who is more proficient in English. This could be a teacher, a language exchange partner, or even an online tutor. Constructive feedback can help you identify the specific grammar mistakes you tend to make and provide guidance on how to correct them. Speaking is often the most intimidating part of learning a new language, but it is also one of the most important. Speaking English fluently and confidently requires practice, but many learners hesitate to speak out of fear of making mistakes or being judged. Overcoming this fear is crucial to improving your speaking skills. One of the best ways to do this is to immerse yourself in English as much as possible. If you have the opportunity, try to speak English every day, even if it's just for a few minutes. You can practice with friends, family members, or language partners. If you don't have anyone to speak with in person, there are numerous online platforms such as HelloTalk or Tandem where you can find language exchange partners from around the world. When practicing speaking, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Mistakes are a natural part of the learning process, and each one provides an opportunity to learn and improve. The more you practice, the more comfortable you will become with speaking, and over time, your fluency will increase. To enhance your pronunciation and intonation, it can be helpful to mimic native speakers. Watching English language movies, TV shows, or YouTube videos is a great way to observe how native speakers pronounce words and use intonation. Try repeating phrases or sentences after the speaker, paying attention to how they stress certain words or sounds. This technique, known as shadowing, can help you improve your pronunciation and sound more natural when speaking English. Another effective method for improving speaking is to think in English. Many language learners translate their thoughts from their native language into English before speaking, which can slow down communication and lead to awkward sentences. Instead, try to train yourself to think directly in English. This might take some time, but it will help you speak more quickly and naturally. As you become more proficient, you will find that you can form sentences in English without having to go through the translation process. Listening is an essential skill for language learning because it enables you to understand how the language is used in real-time communication. Many learners find listening challenging because native speakers often speak quickly, use slang or idiomatic expressions, and have different accents. However, with practice, listening comprehension can be improved. One of the most effective ways to practice listening is to expose yourself to as much English as possible. This can be done through a variety of media, including podcasts, radio shows, audiobooks, and television programs. The more you listen, the more familiar you will become with the sounds, rhythms, and patterns of English speech. It's also important to practice active listening, which means fully focusing on what you're hearing and trying to understand not only the words, but also the meaning behind them. When you listen, try to catch key words and phrases and pay attention to the context in which they are used. If you don't understand something, don't be discouraged. Just keep listening and do your best to pick up what you can. Over time, your ability to understand spoken English will improve. Taking notes while listening can also be helpful, especially if you're listening to something for educational purposes, such as a lecture or news report. Writing down key points or new vocabulary can help reinforce what you've learned and give you something to review later. Another great way to improve listening skills is to engage in conversations with native speakers or fluent English speakers. This gives you the chance to practice listening to real, spontaneous speech as opposed to scripted or pre-recorded material. Conversations also provide the opportunity to ask for clarification if you don't understand something, which can help you improve your comprehension. As you become more comfortable with listening, you can challenge yourself by listening to more advanced material, such as fast-paced podcasts, complex discussions, or content that uses technical language. Writing is another key component of English proficiency, and improving your writing skills requires practice and attention to detail. Writing allows you to organize your thoughts, apply the grammar and vocabulary you've learned, and communicate in a clear and structured way. One of the best ways to improve your writing is to practice regularly. Set aside time each day or week to write, whether it's a journal entry, an essay, an email, or even a short story. The more you write, the more comfortable you will become with expressing yourself in English. When writing, pay attention to grammar, punctuation, and sentence structure. Try to use a variety of sentence types, simple, compound, and complex, to make your writing more engaging. It's also important to revise and edit your writing to ensure it is clear and error-free. After writing a first draft, go back and read through it, checking for mistakes or areas where the wording could be improved. Editing is an essential part of the writing process, and even experienced writers spend a lot of time revising their work. To improve your writing further, consider seeking feedback from others. Sharing your writing with a teacher, tutor, or language exchange partner can provide valuable insights into what you're doing well and what areas need improvement. Constructive feedback can help you identify patterns of mistakes and give you the opportunity to correct them. Additionally, there are many online tools, such as Grammarly and Hemingway Editor, that can help you identify grammatical errors and improve the clarity of your writing. Reading is an essential skill for improving English proficiency, and it has numerous benefits beyond just language learning. Reading widely exposes you to new vocabulary, different writing styles, and various sentence structures. It also helps you develop a deeper understanding of grammar and how it is used in context. To improve your reading skills, make it a habit to read regularly and try to read a variety of materials such as books, newspapers, magazines, and online articles. This will expose you to different types of English, from formal academic writing to casual conversational language. When reading, it's important to actively engage with the material. Don't just passively read the words. Take time to think about what you're reading and try to summarize the main points in your own words. This will help reinforce your comprehension and ensure that you're not just reading the words without understanding the meaning. It's also helpful to keep a dictionary nearby when reading, especially if you're reading something challenging or outside your comfort zone. Look up any unfamiliar words and make a note of them to review later. By doing this, you can gradually expand your vocabulary and improve your understanding of more complex texts. Another way to improve your reading skills is to practice reading aloud. This can help improve your pronunciation and fluency, as well as give you a better sense of how sentences are structured and how punctuation affects meaning. Reading aloud also helps you become more comfortable with speaking English, which can improve your overall communication skills. In addition to these core skills, there are other important strategies for improving your English proficiency. One of the most important is consistency. Learning a language is a gradual process that requires regular practice and repetition. Set realistic goals for yourself and create a study routine that allows you to practice each skill regularly. Whether it's spending 15 minutes a day learning new vocabulary, doing grammar exercises, or writing a short paragraph, consistent practice will help you make steady progress over time. It's also important to have patience and a positive mindset. Language learning can be challenging, and there will be times when you feel frustrated or discouraged. However, it's important to remember that mistakes are a natural part of the learning process. Every mistake you make is an opportunity to learn and improve. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small, and keep pushing yourself to improve. Finally, don't be afraid to seek out help and resources. There are countless tools and resources available to language learners, from mobile apps and online courses to books and tutors. Take advantage of these resources to support your learning and make the process more enjoyable. In conclusion, improving your English proficiency requires dedication, practice, and a strategic approach to mastering the key skills of vocabulary, grammar, speaking, listening, writing, and reading. By setting clear goals, practicing consistently, and seeking feedback and resources, you can make significant progress in your language learning journey. Whether you're learning English for personal growth, career advancement, or simply to communicate with more people, improving your English skills will open up countless opportunities and enhance your ability to navigate the world.